back to my channel. My name is Meilani and this is my lifestyle vlog channel. I do vlogs, I do chit chats, I do some random things here and there. This is going to be a personal video, so I brought you in a little bit closer today so that we can talk more one-on-one and be up close and personal with one another. It's March and it's my birthday month, and for this month, every other video I want to do a get to know me type video. So today is the first of those videos. So come on in and join me for today's topic. So today I want to talk about the topic of relationships and people. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because as I've grown and gotten older, my mind has changed on this topic. I used to be very rigid and thought one way, but now I've learned some things and I kind of want to just chit chat about it. So my relationship with other people has been strained from the very beginning. I can remember in elementary school being othered, being picked on, being bullied. I went to several different elementary schools. We traveled a lot. We didn't travel a lot. We moved around a lot when I was younger, and I went to different schools. So I never really settled in anywhere. And I went to a predominantly one race school, and I was othered because I was not the same race as the other people in that school. I was kind of left out. Did make a couple of friends, but that would be the story of my life. I would make one or two friends and that's it. I was not a very popular person growing up, not in middle school, not in high school. I was also raised in a family where it's family first. It's all about the family. The family is really the only thing that matters. And at the end of the day, family is all you have. And that's what I was really taught. And, you know, when that's your mindset, it doesn't matter if the other people don't like you, because at the end of the day, you have your family. In a sense, it's a wonderful thing. And it helped me grow as a child and not feel any type of way about being othered, because I did not care about being othered because I always had my family. And that gave me a sense of purpose and belonging. It didn't matter what anybody else thought about me. It didn't matter if other people liked me or not. It did hurt, and it did have an impact on my life and the way I continue to have relationships, especially being bullied and being othered. It does take an effect on your self-esteem and your self-worth, and it does make you look inwardly like maybe there is something wrong with me. But I didn't take it too much to heart. I didn't struggle too much with that growing up. I was able to kind of keep it together with that. And it also made me feel like my relationship with people, that other people are not worth the effort, because I have my family and there's no need to make other friends. Also, I was just a loner in general. That's my personality. I like to be alone. I like to be by myself. I don't like talking, so even YouTube is kind of hard for me because all of this talking is difficult. I just like to stay to myself. I like to keep my thoughts to myself, but I am learning to be more outspoken and to be more sociable. So making friends for me was never a hard thing. I always made friends. People always wanted to be my friend. But once they became friends with me, I've always been different. I've always had a different mindset. And even in college, I got in trouble because my professor would say, you know, oh, you're trying to be different. And they would give me points off for interpreting things differently. I had one teacher say, I've been teaching for 20 years and I've never had anybody interpret it this way. And he took points off because he thought I was trying to be funny. And I didn't even know there was a different way to interpret it than the way I interpreted it. And he would not explain to me how I could look at it differently because he thought I was just being funny. So that explains my life in a nutshell there. That's pretty much how I felt with everybody. Once I started talking to people, they were like, oh, she's different, and we don't like different, and people tend to other people who are different. And so, yeah. It always took a special kind of person to be my friend, and I always knew that the people who stuck around were really special people, and they were people who stuck around forever. And the friends that I made in middle school and high school that were real friends are my friends to this day. Like, I can call them up, even if we don't talk all the time, I can call them up right now and they would do anything for me and I would do anything for them. And so it made certain bonds more special and made me more selective with the people that I did talk to and make friends with. I reflect on my life. My birthday is coming up and I am a very reflective person. I like to take a look at my life and see what I've learned and how I've grown. I like to learn and grow. As I said in my introduction video, in this past year and a half after having a baby, my life has changed dramatically and who I am as a person has changed dramatically. And I've learned that I can't do this alone. Yes, I'm married and I've been married for 15 years, going on 16 years this year. And me and my husband have been together for 20 years. And we've been together since the day I met him. Since the day I met him, we have stuck together and never left each other's side. I can't do life alone. I need friends. I need people around me that are not just my family. I need people who have other thoughts and feelings that are different from mine, who we can just bounce ideas off of each other. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. You need people who are not exactly the same as you. You need people who will see you for who you are and love you for who you are, but also challenge who you are. And that's what I love about my husband, because he's always been like that. He has been the biggest supporter in my life and the biggest person to help me grow and change and challenge who I am. But I realized I need more. I need more people who are in higher places than I am, people who are in places I want to be, who have things I want that I need to be friends with in order to be able to get to that place. I can't stay in the same place with the same people who are on the same level as me. I need to learn to accept help. I need to learn to accept that other people have more information than just the people that I've always been around. I also learned that, yes, bullies have a big impact on our self-esteem, on our self-worth, and how we look at ourselves. But being bullied from elementary school should not still have an impact on me as a 30-something-year-old woman. I need to do the work to change, to learn, to grow from those situations that hurt me and learn to release it. I should not still be holding on to that wound because I can't grow that way. I need to do the healing. And especially being othered from race can give you a true identity crisis. What I learned along the way is I don't accept any identity. I don't say I'm this, I'm that, I'm from this race or that race. If you ask me, I'll tell you the only thing that I am is a follower of Christ, and that's it. Like, I dwell on earth. I am a human being. I don't care what you call me. Some people say, oh, you're part of us. You're one of us. The other people say, oh, no, you're one of us. If that's what you want to say, that's fine. I don't claim to be anything in particular. I just like being who I am. I am who I am. I am the way that I am. And even I took a DNA test and it doesn't even line up with the things that I've been told about who I am. So I'm just like, it doesn't matter. None of this matters in the grand scheme of life. I want to be somebody who is good and kind and loving and gentle. And none of my background has an impact on that. I choose to not let those things that happened to me in the past affect me now. The only validation that matters is my own validation. Am I happy with myself? Am I happy with who I am? And most of the time the answer is yes. And when the answer is no, I have the power to change that. I've learned that any kind of exclusion is on the other person and not on you. It's not a reflection of your self-worth. It's not a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of them. And sometimes you need to be othered, excluded, not othered, excluded from certain things because this is not your journey. And sometimes we want to be a part of something so bad that we don't realize that if these people don't want me there, that's on them. If these people don't want me there, then I don't need to force myself to be here. I know that it's on you and not on me. It's not a reflection of me. Just because you don't want me here doesn't mean I don't belong here. Just because you don't want me here doesn't mean I'm not worthy of being here. And so I either go create my own space or I ignore them because I don't need their validation. If you can be in a place, and I know this is like a generalization of this topic, but if I can just say, hey, like, your opinion of me does not matter. It really does not matter. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned. Like, anybody else's opinion of me does not affect me. It does not change who I am. It does not change my worthiness. It does not change me being, and no, I don't have anything to prove to you either, but I'm going to stand up, I'm going to stand strong, and I'm going to stand in my truth and say, I know I belong here. I know I deserve to be in this space, so I'm going to stand up and be here regardless of what anybody else has to say about it. We don't have to give into those draining energies that try to take away from us, try to take away from our self-esteem, our self-worth, our deservingness, our worthiness of who we are and our image. The only thing that needs to change our image is the mirror. And so I have to block out all that negative energy and all those negative talk and all that negative thoughts, even that I myself have gained from being bullied and being othered. I have to learn to shut that off. Every time I hear the negative thought, I say, no, that's not the truth. The truth is I am worthy. I am capable. I am able to be here. I am worthy of being here, and I do belong here, and I will continue to stand in that no matter what anybody says. I stand on who I am, and I believe that I'm a good person. And guess what? What I've learned is if you continue to do that, there will be other people that see you standing no matter what other people are saying, and they will come join you. You will begin to have a team on your side that you don't even know is on your side. So when somebody tries to talk bad about you, there'll be somebody that comes up that you've never even spoken to. They'll be like, don't talk about her like that. And I learned that in high school because there were people be talking about me, and I always just ignored them and kept going and just whatever. I don't care. I stayed in my bubble and I stayed true to myself. And then as other people, like, because people will hate that. People hate authenticity. People hate the truth, and they will try to tear it down in any way that they can. And so when you continue to stand on it, people are watching you, and they will see that you're doing that. And so as I continued to do that and not cared about what other people were saying, people were getting mad at me and started spreading rumors. And there were girls that I've never talked to before, never even seen before. And they were like, I heard this rumor about you, but I told them to be quiet because I've never seen you open your mouth or do this or do that. I've never seen you act any way that they've ever said about you. And so I didn't allow them to continue to talk about you to me. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, thank you. Because what you're saying is the truth. What they're saying is a lie. It's a rumor. It's wrong. But because I stand, instead of engaging and being like, no, don't talk about me, leave me alone. No, I just ignore you because you're not worth my time and my energy. And other people saw that and they just said, you know what? This person doesn't deserve this. This person needs to be stood up for. And they will stand up for you even before you can stand up for yourself. So continue to stand strong. I've learned that people just do what they know. They do what they know. They're in a cycle. Most people are just in a cycle. They're doing the same thing, perpetuating generational things that they've learned, that they've been taught. And a lot of people don't even know how to get out of that. And so they stay in it and they just perpetuate it. The one way you get out of that is stopping and saying, is this who I want to be? Is this how I want to behave? I've seen this behavior in my mom, my dad, my grandmother, but do I want to continue it? If the answer is no, then work on not doing it. It's not going to be easy, but we work day by day just trying not to do the same things over and over again. So I've learned to give people a little bit more grace, and I've learned that not everybody is my cup of tea, and I am not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. So I've learned to be more selective with the people that I call my friend, but I am friendly to everyone. I give love freely. I give kindness freely. But that doesn't mean that we're friends. That doesn't mean I call you my friend, even though I'm friendly with you. Who I call friend is something completely different. And I've learned that when I give love and kindness to someone who is maybe not in a lasting relationship with me, or it gets cut off, or I get talked about, it's never a waste of time in love and kindness. I didn't waste my time with them. I didn't waste precious moments. I gave them love and kindness, and I've learned from those people who have backstabbed me, who have talked about me. I've learned how people behave. I've learned how to deal with people in that, and just knowing that when these things happen, they're lessons. I also had to learn that sometimes the way people treat you is how you let them treat you. And so if people are mistreating you, it's because you're allowing them to mistreat you. So the first thing I had to do was learn to love myself and tell myself that I am worthy and I am enough and I don't deserve to be mistreated, and standing in that and saying, you know what? It stops here. I no longer want to be mistreated. I no longer want to take this abuse. I no longer want to take this disrespect from you, and I don't have to. It doesn't matter who they are, whether it's your mother, your father, your sister, your cousins. I don't have to take disrespect from my husband, from my boyfriend, from my children. I don't have to accept it. I get treated the way I let people treat me, and that's the biggest thing that I've learned. And so now I'm learning to set boundaries and say no. And that doesn't mean I'm a bad person, even if they get mad at me, even if they think that's the wrong decision. I am not a bad person for setting boundaries. And that went a little deeper than I wanted to go, but that's a little bit about me and what I've learned coming up on past the halfway mark of my 30s. And I just wanted to share some revelations that I've had with you all. And if you have any advice, leave it in the comments. If you have any comments, leave it in the comments. If you can relate to my story, go ahead and let me know. Let me know your story. I'd love to have a conversation with you about it in the comments. And what part of your journey with people are you on? Are you in the beginning where you hate everybody and you don't want to be friends with anybody and you don't want to let anybody in? Are you in the middle where you're trying to learn the boundaries between who to let in and who not to let in? Or are you at the end of your journey where you just let love and light and kindness shine through? I'm not completely there at the end yet, but I am nearing the end. And I'd love to hear from you. And I'd also love to know if you're willing to change your perspective if you're at the beginning of your journey with people. You probably wouldn't even call it a journey. It's just what it is. But it's definitely a journey if you want to learn to grow and change and be a better person in life. But thank you for watching this video. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on the next video of Getting to Know Me. It would be every other day that I make the Getting to Know Me videos. So tune in next time. And so, now I know you hear that. And at the, I don't know where I was going with that, but hello.